he agrees to. Okay, so he's agreed, we need to agree to.
Hi, I'm Jessica. I'm sorry to interrupt. If you need more time, we just really kind of need to start because we're scheduled for 10 a.m. and we only have the 2 hours. So we'll be in separate rooms. So when I go into the other room, you guys can confer and hopefully that'll help you finish up your discussion. Is that okay?
That's fine.
So do we still have a 10 o'clock in the morning, even though we're meeting this afternoon?
No, it's 10 o'clock now, and that's the time the mediation starts.
Oh, I thought you meant a hearing,
No. Your hearing is Monday before Judge Birkin.
but we may not have to have it.
We're hoping not.
Okay,
so.
I just want to understand.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm Jessica.
Hi, I'm Barb Jones.
Can I call you Barb?
Please.
Okay, great, and I know you're a lawyer. Hi, good to see you again. You can call me Jessica. And if you need a break at any time, just let me know. This is not court. This is a very casual atmosphere, okay? I already quickly just said hello to your husband and his lawyer, and I gave them the brief opening that I'm gonna give you now because I'm gonna go ahead and start with you as the petitioner.
He's not a nice guy.
Okay, well, hopefully after today, you're gonna feel differently because he'll give you some things that you want and you'll feel better, okay?
Depends.
Okay, so let me just
But
tell
I'll
you.
trust you until proven otherwise.
All right, thank you.
You understand women, right?
Of course, I do. And I understand the law, but you have an able attorney, and I'm gonna explain that to you now, okay? I'm gonna tell you about mediation before we talk about anything. Have you ever mediated before?
Nope.
Okay. So today you're in mediation, and as I said, it's a casual process. It's not in front of a judge, and it's a process that's going to give you hopefully the ability to come to an agreement on the pending issues today. We're limited to the exclusive use and possession of your home and the temporary support, which is looming because of this hearing coming up Monday. So we're just doing a partial agreement on those issues today and only for the 2 hours that we have. So hopefully we'll get that done. But let me tell you about myself. I've been an attorney for a long time, since 1999, and I've always litigated family law cases.
Sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
I wanted to leave the house today. That's not gonna happen.
I don't know. So I hope that we will. I'm glad you have a tissue. Take a breath, have some water, and let me just finish my opening. And then if you feel like you need a break because you need to collect yourself or take a breath or take a walk, go to the bathroom. We can always take breaks. Okay. Okay, so I am a family law litigator, so I know the law. I usually represent a client just like your attorney is today, but today I take off my litigation hat and I'm a neutral party. I'm not here to represent you nor your husband. I'm here to hopefully provide creative solutions, help you think outside the box, to come to a full resolution of the two pending issues hopefully, or a partial resolution. Meaning you can agree on who's getting exclusive use of the house, but you didn't come to an agreement on the support issue, and we go to court Monday on that issue. Hopefully not, but just so you know that that's available to you, a
But
partial
I have to
agreement.
have the house. Are you gonna be able to convince her I have to have the house?
This is an opportunity for you and him to come to an agreement. So it's not exclusively gonna depend on your position, it's not gonna be depend on his. Okay?
And Barbara, if you
That's the objective.
do me the big favor, since we're really limited on time, so let me finish my opening, and then you get to speak. You're
Sorry.
gonna have, it's okay, you're gonna have your chance to speak, but just let me finish telling you the rules, because it's important, because you might say something that you wouldn't say if you heard the rules, because I want you to hear about the confidentiality, okay? Okay, so today I take off my litigation hat. I'm gonna hopefully give you some useful and creative solutions to your issues, and hopefully we have a full agreement that we'll put in writing today, okay? You need to know that this process is confidential. What that means is everything that is said today in either room is confidential to any third parties outside this room, and most importantly, the judge. So neither one of you, if God forbid you go to court Monday on anything, can say, Judge Birkin, he offered me $4,250 in alimony, so let's start there, because we know he can afford it. You're not allowed to say that, okay? And he's not allowed to repeat any offers that you make today, so the policy behind that makes sense. So you feel free before anybody gets up and walks out in 2 hours to make your best offer, because it can't come back to bite you, all right? I always tell people that the best agreement is an agreement that you're not gonna walk out of here like, yay, I got everything I wanted. It's always gonna be give and take, and both parties If you're here now, hopefully you both come like this, and you want all this, and you're here, like a little bit below what you're comfortable with, but you don't get everything, because he would never agree to everything you want, and you're never gonna agree to everything he wants in a perfect way, okay? So it's give and take. What we're doing now is called a caucus. We're alone, and your husband and his lawyer can't hear anything we're saying. So if there's anything you want to tell me that you don't want me to say, and I don't even write it down, just make sure you preface the statement with, don't say that this is confidential. I have 3 boyfriends, don't tell him, and I don't write it down, and soon. The only caveats to that is to the confidentiality is if I hear about spousal abuse, elderly abuse, child abuse, that somebody's about to commit a crime and I believe it, so your husband says, oh, to pay this alimony, I'm gonna have to go to Wells Fargo and rob the bank tomorrow, and I don't think he's kidding, I would have to terminate the process and report that. Okay? I'm also authorized as a mediator to terminate the process if I hear any party is perpetrating a fraud. For example, if you said, well, I don't work now, but I have a job tomorrow, I would say, I'm not comfortable if you instruct me not to reveal that, then this is a waste of time because he's gonna find out, your kids are gonna tell him you started working and this whole thing's for naught. So I could terminate the process, but I would not be able to tell him why. At the end of the day, I rip up my notes, I throw them away, I really don't remember anything tomorrow, honestly. So feel free to tell me whatever you need to. Okay, any questions about that? No. Okay, so this is your process. This is a really unique opportunity you have today to determine your own fate, at least on a temporary basis, and hopefully in the future on a permanent basis. Instead of going in front of Judge Birkin, who's been doing this a really long time and is about to retire, and having him decide in 2 hours who gets to live in your house and how much money you get to live on, you and your husband can hopefully come to a negotiated agreement today and make your own determination, okay? And feel free to speak freely today. This is your day.
Well, he's really cheap, he's not gonna come close to what I want.
Okay. Well, one more thing
And
before we
me.
start. Well, let's see if I can work my magic. Okay.
Okay.
I usually do. I hope today is no exception. I am going to play devil's advocate, so don't fault me for that. So I may say to your attorney, because she's your legal advocate, she's a very good attorney. I'll say, what do you think Judge Birkin's going to do on Monday? Do you think that amount of money is reasonable? Do you think it's unreasonable? And I'm playing devil's advocate, so you can kind of figure out through this process what's your best case and worst case scenarios. If nothing else, another thing that's good about mediation is you learn what the other party is going to say and do. If nothing else, a lot of that comes up in mediation. Also, don't put any stock in how much time I spend in there. Since we're limited in time, I'm going to try not to spend too much time in either room. But to get this done, if I have to be feeding him up, I might spend more time in there. Don't think I'm up in there chatting him up and having a good time. Okay? All right, so either one of you, feel free. I don't know anything about your case other than what I just said, that I know we're talking today about temporary support and exclusive use and possession of the home. So if you want to start filling me in, if you would like to, or have your attorney to, it's up to you. It's your day.
We can talk about the basics. Parties were married in 2000 and they filed a divorce in 2015, so it's a moderate term marriage. She's currently seeking, as you've explained, temporary support and exclusive use of the marital home. The parties are still living together in the house in Davie. They do have 2 children, and she's been a homemaker since the oldest child was born in 2004. The husband is self-employed. He has his own business, and he has an income of $250,000. So between the marital home and the children's schools and the expenses related to upkeep of the house, food, whatnot, you would be comfortable with $5,000, correct?
Well, I don't know if we should say that because he's the negotiator.
Right, but that's your bottom line. $5,000 is
As long as he keeps paying for the kids' private school and everything for them. I mean, where's the child support in that? Is that included in that? Is that alimony for me? I'm confused.
This is support for you. This is what we're considering alimony. We are only dealing with the exclusive use of the house and your alimony. We're not dealing with time sharing or child support today.
So would he pay the mortgage and the taxes says.
Well, that's what
at the
we're here to
end.
determine.
Okay.
Question, Barb, on your financial affidavit, what is your deficit, which would include all of the children's expenses, and it would include the private school, correct? You put all of that on your financial affidavit?
I'm not sure that I did because I didn't understand that the children's expenses should be on there too, and if we're including them today, I think it's gotta be closer to 10,000 that I need.
Okay, because we rely heavily on the financial affidavit.
But I didn't understand it was for the children too. Now,
Okay.
if it's just support for me, I can get by with 5,000 a month.
And there's another $5,000 in expenses, including private school and other things for the children?
Yes, they're both having to see a therapist now because he's not been around. I know he has somebody else. I think they even know it and feel terrible about it. And I need a therapist and I may need hospitalization. I'm very, very upset. I'm pulling it together for you because you're so nice.
Oh, thank you.
But I hope I can maintain it.
Okay,
What else do you think I need? I can't even think of everything.
Well, according to your financial affidavit that I'm reviewing right now, it has a deficit of approximately $5,000 a month, and that's including the children's schooling.
Okay, well, I just need to make sure I'm seeing a therapist once a day now, for a couple hours, that's expensive.
how much is the private school?
It's $1,500 per kid.
That's 3,000 right there.
And the marital home is $1,900.
That's for, the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance?
The children, their extracurricular activities every month, $1,500 per child.
What do they do?
Oh, they like to shop. They're in every kind of sport, or ballerina or whatever they want to do, they do. Because we want them to have many experiences. We take them to Disney frequently. They just have a great life.
Okay, and here's where I'm playing devil's advocate. How has it been in the last 2 years with you living together? Because, and correct me if I'm wrong, counsel, the judge may ask that question to see why can't you continue living together until the final hearing?
It's been hostile.
But that's an understatement. I mean, he doesn't come home until late at night. He smells like he's been in a brothel. I hear that he's bought her all kinds of jewelry and everything. I mean, it's disgusting. Could he do right by me and not make me embarrassed? I can't go out and see my friends anymore.
How has it affected the children, if at all?
The same. I have to get them in therapy because they know what's going on. They don't
How is
wanna-
the relationship between the children and the father right now?
Not good, because they don't understand how he could leave me and them.
Yeah, it does sound like therapy is needed, which if we can't get to today, maybe the attorneys could talk about that separately.
Okay.
But, okay, so I understand that you want exclusive use and possession of the marital home. How long have you lived there?
Well, after he sold his house, we started living in there.
2006 is when we bought the house.
Yeah, so yeah, I can't even remember anything now.
And the school is close to the house?
The private school, no, I have to take them in my old car,
How far from the house is it?
a couple miles.
Okay. So not close enough to walk, but close enough, pretty close to drive.
Yeah, and I like to pick them up and drop them off.
Okay. Okay, so I'm hearing that you want exclusive use of the home, I understand, and then it sounds like from your financial affidavit that, the $5,000 included the private school. So when you said that you needed $5,000 for the private school and the children, then I guess you need an additional $2,000 for the kids, if I'm doing my math right. So that would be $7,000. And I'm not gonna go in with that number. Well, I understood what you said at the beginning, he's a negotiator, so perhaps I'll go in with a 10 and keep in the back of my mind that maybe 7 will
Yeah, he has to
work.
feel like he's won, so you might wanna go in with 70.
70, maybe.
It's your work, I just know what he's like.
Okay, so let me get in there, because we've been in here for a little bit, let me get in there and kind of feel him out a little and see how far apart we are. And again, don't put any stock into how long I'm in there with them. I'm gonna do my best to like get him to a place of reality and practicality and hope everybody can do what's in the best interest of the children and both of you, okay?
But don't tell him I know about his girlfriend.
Oh, don't?
Oh, no,
Oh.
oh, no.
Okay, glad
I
you
want
mentioned
that to
that.
be a surprise. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna cross it out.
All right.
Wonderful. Okay.
Right. So, we'll stay away from the bar, I guess.
Yeah, that would be good. You have to be able to make good decisions today, be in the right frame of mind.
Okay.
So if you wouldn't mind, counsel, could you send in the other parties? Thank you.
I'll tell them. I will.
All right. Yeah, I already did my opening for you, so don't forget about the confidentiality and let me know if there's anything that you don't want me to repeat in the other room. I've sat with your wife and her counsel for a little while, John, and she's told me, you know, a little bit about the case and the pending issues, which are, my understanding, just temporary support and exclusive use and possession of the home, which if we don't, resolve today, either of those issues, Judge Perkins will decide on Monday, so, as I said earlier today, you have a unique opportunity to make those decisions yourself and decide your temporary fate as it is. So again, I ask you to have an open mind and to make your best offer before walking out today because it's confidential.